I'm not sure why I agreed to share this story after all these years. Maybe it's because time has a way of softening even the sharpest edges of the past. Or maybe it's because, at 100 years old, you start to feel like your stories are all that's left of you. As I sat on the deck of the research vessel Aurora, staring at the endless expanse of ocean, it all came rushing back. My granddaughter Ella sat by my side, her curious eyes urging me on, and the team, Mark, Ethan, Julia, and Yuri, they were all listening too. They wanted artifacts and history, but I had something else to offer, the truth. You want to know about the Elysium? I began, my voice trembling slightly. Let me take you back to April 10th, 1912. I was young then, just 17, and my name was Clara Delaney. My mother, Margaret, was determined to secure my future, even if it meant marrying me off to a man I barely knew, Edwin Blackstone. He was rich, powerful, and arrogant. The Elysium was supposed to be the beginning of my new life as his fiancée. I still remember stepping aboard that massive ship. The grandeur of the upper-class deck was overwhelming. Bold trimmed railings, glittering chandeliers, and the hum of wealth all around. But beneath the splendor, I felt trapped. My life was a gilded cage. On the other side of the ship, in a smoky pub near the docks, a young artist named Leo Byrne and his Italian friend Matteo Rossi were celebrating their latest stroke of luck. They'd won third-class tickets to the Elysium in a card game. Leo's eyes sparkled with excitement as they boarded the ship. For him, this wasn't just a voyage, it was freedom. A chance to chase his dreams across the Atlantic. Our worlds collided on the second evening at sea. I was leaning over the railing, my chest tight with the weight of my obligations, when I heard a voice behind me. Careful. You wouldn't want to fall. I turned to see Leo, his hair tousled by the wind, his eyes alive with curiosity. He had a way of looking at me as though I wasn't just another porcelain doll in an expensive gown. Over the next few days, Leo showed me the Elysium through his eyes. He brought me to the lively third-class parties where laughter and music echoed through the lower decks. It was a stark contrast to the stiff, formal dinners with Edwin and my mother. In those stolen moments, I began to feel something I hadn't felt in years: freedom. It wasn't long before I realized I was falling for Leo. He had a passion for life that was contagious. He sketched me one evening, his hands moving with an artist's precision as he captured a version of me I barely recognized. Bold, unafraid, alive. But love on the Elysium was as doomed as the ship itself. April 14th was a night of starlit calm, the ocean eerily still. No one saw the iceberg until it was too late. The Elysium shuddered as it struck, and chaos erupted. Leo and I raced through the corridors, trying to reach safety. I clung to his hand, terrified but unwilling to let go. The lifeboats filled quickly, and the realization dawned that there weren't enough for everyone. Edwin and my mother secured their spots, but Leo and I were left behind. In those frantic hours, I saw humanity at its best and worst. People helping strangers, others pushing past them to save themselves. Leo and I found a piece of debris to cling to as the ship disappeared beneath the waves. The cold was unlike anything I had ever known, biting through to my very soul. "You're going to live," Leo said, his voice steady despite the shivering. "Promise me, Clara. Live a full life." I promised, though I didn't believe I could keep it. By dawn, Leo was gone. The lifeboats returned, and I was pulled to safety, but a part of me stayed in that icy ocean with him. Now, 84 years later, I tell this story not to relive the pain, but to honor the man who taught me to live. The team on the Aurora watched in silence as I finished. Mark, the leader, finally spoke. "Do you think he's still down there, with the wreck?" I smiled, a tear slipping down my cheek. "Leo isn't down there. He's everywhere. In every sunrise, every wave, every breath of air." And that's the truth of the Elysium, not just a ship, but a story of life, love, and the things we carry with us forever. Ready to improve your English in a fun and engaging way? Start learning through stories today. Subscribe to Learn with Godson and dive into captivating stories that will help you expand your vocabulary, understand sentence structures, and practice pronunciation. Stories make learning English exciting and memorable. Join us on this journey and watch your language skills grow with each story. The voiceover in this video is given by Learn with Godson. Copying or re-uploading is prohibited.